Good morning, beauties. I'm here with another chapter of Christ Consciousness Within You. So, we've talked about how in this reality we're in a duality reality as opposed to a oneness reality. And part of that is the duality that's in our own mind. We have a right and a left brain, a conscious and an unconscious mind. And we are ourselves internally are fractured and splintered in our own consciousness. Part of me wants this, part of me wants that. Part of me feels this way, part of me feels that way. And those are just things that we're consciously aware of. We could also have a lot of conflict that we're not even consciously aware of. One of the ways this shows up is that we're out of balance in our divine masculine and feminine. When we're completely one within ourselves, we're in balance and harmony. We all have masculine attributes and feminine attributes. Has nothing to do with sex. It's part of our nature and our energy. So the masculine is the intellect and the will, and the feminine is that intuitive knowing. Which can be guided by our feelings, but this is not feeling in the sense of being emotional or weak-minded or anything like that. It's about tuning in beyond the mind in that inner knowing of spirit or your soul. So when we're overly masculine and we're just about, I'm going to force my way, I'm going to make it get done, and we're only in the will, then we can run roughshod over other people. We can be going 100 miles an hour, but in the wrong direction because we never tuned in to get that inner guidance to see what we're really meant to be doing and where we're supposed to be headed. So if we're out of balance in the masculine, it can create lots of havoc in our life because we're forceful, we're acting, we're taking action, we're in our willpower, but we haven't necessarily tuned in to see where we should be directing that will and that force. Our feminine nature is that intuitive knowing, and a great way to tune into this more, since our society does not really, encourage us to tune in and to know that, trust that inner knowing. We're taught to only rely on the intellect. Only our intellect is honored and acknowledged in our society for the most part. So meditation is a wonderful way to begin to tune in to that inner knowing. So, we're all masculine and feminine. Even in a conversation, the person speaking in that moment is in their masculine. The person listening in that moment is in their feminine because they're receiving. And then the conversation switches and the other person talks and they're in the masculine, the other person's receiving. So it's a flow and a dance constantly. So when we're in meditation, we're in that receiving mode. We're able to receive insight, wisdom, knowledge from our Christ self, who knows everything, by the way, is beyond duality, and has access to all information, all our pure potential, all wisdom, all power. And if we can, just be willing to put our masculine intellect aside for a moment, tune in, we can gain so much knowledge and direction for our life. But we don't want to just sit in a cave and be only in that receiving mode, because that would be out of balance as well. We want to take that inspiration, take that awareness, and then act on it with our will. So we receive in meditation in our feminine nature, and then we act on it with our masculine nature and bring it forth into the world. So, when we're able to be in balance, it's a beautiful life where we're taking inspired action. We're not just taking willy-nilly action to prove that we're doing something and that we're in our will. We're taking inspired action that's in alignment with our highest good, in alignment with the good of all, part of the oneness, as opposed to being out of balance in either way. So, when we're out of balance, as I said, in the masculine, we can be running roughshod over people, going 100 miles an hour in the wrong direction, but we can also be out of balance in that feminine. I jokingly said we don't want to live in a cave and just be meditating all day. But we can also be out of balance in our feminine, because sometimes that's a way of not taking action, and we're trying to avoid responsibility. We want other people to make the decision for us. We don't want to take responsibility for being our all-powerful, sovereign, divine self. At the end of the day, you cannot give your responsibility away. You are responsible for your choices, whether you make them or not. You're responsible for your actions and your lack of action. So we can't give our responsibility away. We can't say, oh, well, my boss told me this, or the colonel or the general gave me an order. No, as a divine being with a soul and inner compass, you are responsible for every action that you take. So we really need that connection to know our truth, know what's in balance and harmony for the all, and then to act on it with our masculine will and intellect. So I hope that this was useful. The more we come in harmony, we live a peaceful, harmonious, but also inspired, exciting, passionate life. And we bring forth many gifts to the world and for ourselves. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Namaste. We're creating a beautiful, amazing earth, people. Let's do it.